season. I think even saying hasn't drifted since Irwindale. So it's kind of an interesting stance. Kristaps Bluss, he's obviously not the Stig. He is the Latvian BA. He drives that Eurofighter. Crazy looking car, beautiful looking car. Tapped the wall yesterday. But Kristaps Bluss finishing 5th overall last year from Riga, Latvia, HGK BMW E92 Eurofighter on Achilles radials with a Mass Motorsports V8. This thing is rowdy. It looks beautiful, and Sage was talking about it yesterday about the road for that Eurofighter and for Kristaps Bluss at Irwindale, and what he basically had to experience with his primary car breaking and the Eurofighter on display. He pulled it out of the stable, said, "Let's do it, send it." Here we go. Ooh, both simultaneous initiation, getting out to the touch and go. Heilbrunn getting out there, but then gets out of shape. Kristaps Bluss, good execution by him. Heilbrunn, he is eyeballs deep in smoke, and right there taking out that front clip. Make some noise for these two international stars.
Pretty fun run to watch there, Jared. Let's take a look as Kristaps comes out of the chicane here. Look at Heilbrunn chasing him down, staying side by side, initiating simultaneously, like you said. And then here, Bluss out to the touch and go. Heilbrunn not letting him get away, has to take a little bit of a shallower line there. You can see Bluss does go deeper into that first outer zone, and then about even coming through that second outer zone, and right here, Heilbrunn dives in, tries to get really close there, and you can see just taps that inside clip, which in that particular situation is gonna be fine. And both drivers through the finish line, but I think Bluss, solid lead run out front, not a lot of mistakes there, good pressure by Heilbrunn. Now he's gonna have an opportunity to try to better the lead run of Kristaps from run number 1.
Kristaps Bluss just over the past few years has just really made a name for himself, and Heilbrunn and a lot of the drivers. But Bluss is just almost like just comical, just with his accent and everything, and the incident of last year, just driving the car off of the jack stands when the competition timeout. Just some of the scenarios and interviews and just his demeanor is just you're not laughing at him, you're kind of laughing with him, because he gets a kick out of it as well. So.
Well, I think there's no question he's definitely become a star in the past 18 months or so, and it's for a lot of different reasons, and that vehicle is only one of them.
Yeah, exactly. Well said. All right, Alex Heilbrunn out front. Kristaps Bluss in the chase position. Heilbrunn initiating, gets out to the touch and go. Kristaps taking a shallower line, getting close to the outside zone. Are both the drivers, Heilbrunn putting the car in all the right places. A strong execution by both the guys, dialing it in. Make some noise for him. Probably one of the best head-to-heads we've seen so far.
Yeah, really starting to lock in here. These two drivers, a really strong performance here. You can see Heilbrunn initiates, but right there is Bluss right behind him. Both drivers head out to that touch and go. And you can see right here, Bluss and Heilbrunn right up against that first outer zone. Falling back for a second is Bluss, but then right back on it. And then right here through the smoke line, dives up here on the inside. Both drivers through that last inside clip with Heilbrunn leading the way. Solid performance overall, and a tough call here for the judges.
All right, so Kristaps and Alex waiting. And what's funny here is they're BMW bodies, but far from BMW power plants. These highly wound up V8 engines under the hood. As waiting patiently to see the outcome, who will advance on. With this battle commencing, we will be halfway through the top 32, with still the other side of the bracket to be completed. So already in the top 16, Peter Vincic, Matt Kaufman, those guys will be going against each other. Ryan Turk versus Dai Oshihara. JTP, Justin Pollock versus Odi Bakshis. And then finally, Frederick Osbo, Norwegian Hammer, will be going against the winner of this battle.
Let's go. Come on, Frankie.
And we are finding out that Kristaps Bluss gets the win. Kristaps gets the win. And Kristaps Bluss gets the victory, and it is unanimous. We are finding out. Larry Chen grabbing the pick down there. Yeah, getting word that it is unanimous. And there is the other Wordhouse Drift team. Like I said, very almost nearly identical looking cars. Just the red and the blue is alternating mid car, I guess you could say. And two varying drivers, two different driving styles. But according to yesterday, qualifying 1 and 2. All right, James Dean by run here. Again, qualifying second yesterday, and with 30 vehicles showing up for competition. 2 by runs for the number 2 qualifiers, top 2 qualifiers. Here we go. James Dean, your defending Formula Drift champion from the 2017 season. This 2JZ powered Wordhouse Drift Team Falcon Tires Sylvia S15. As James Dean, fairly similar to his qualifying run, having his way with the course. James Dean showing you why he is your defending 2017 Formula Drift champion. All right, so the stand's beginning to fill up. Oh man, we are getting an update here up in the tower that unfortunately Jonathan Castro, the Judo Metaldom Toyota Racing GT86, is calling a competition timeout. So that's unfortunate for him. 1 for the weekend, and there it is. So we will advance on to our next battle. So Castro, who is intended to go against Michael Essa, has called his competition timeout. Well, we had some words with this gentleman right here, Matt Field. He's going against Jeff Jones. You can see that, Jeff Jones taking up Matt Field. The stats there one time before, but look at that winning percentage. Jeff Jones, not a high winning percentage, unfortunately there, buddy, but he's debuting a new car, took all his drivetrain out of his vehicle last year, his S chassis, now building this Doc 370Z, and now he's on Falcon tires. And both these vehicles on Falcon tires, but Matt Field debuting his new car and having those words with Lorette Nickel, talking about his confidence booster. He said the best run was his last run in practice, so how's he going to do going against a new car that is Jeff Jones? He's running a proven engine, his Edelbrock supercharged LS. Jeff Jones getting his tires to temp, and we are ready to send it here. So 2 brand new cars making their maiden voyage head-to-head here on the streets of Long Beach. If you're just tuning in, I'm Jared Dienda. My co-host Ryan Sage up here in the tower, as well as getting some commentary from Ryan Lontaine, some insight from the judging perspective, and getting some insight on some of the outcomes, as well as our 4th member down on the ground, Lorette Nickel. Also stick around, we're having debuting our new Formula Drift halftime show brought to you by AEM Power Intakes. It is hosted by the gentlemen, the 3 dudes from Maximum Driftcast, Sam, Paco, and Corey. So here we go with this battle. Matt Field, Jeff Jones, the debut of these 2 brand new cars. Matt Field coming in hot, gets out to that touch and go, doesn't go all the way out there, now transitions into the outer zone, into the second. Much more angle from Field than that of Jeff Jones. They're going to try to get as tight as possible to the very forgiving front clip, but the walls, they bite back, as we've seen earlier.
Well, let's take a look at this here, Jared. As you can see, Matt Field, snappy initiation there, gets right back on throttle. Tries to get out to this touch and go. Better job on this first outer zone. You can see Jones trying to chase him down, kind of lacking the angle, makes a mistake there, right towards outside zone number 2. And then coming into the touch and go, you can see both drivers with equal angle through that last inside clip, but Matt Field did seem consistent overall, probably more consistent with the mistakes that Jeff made outside zone number 2. But again, now he has an opportunity to make that up as he will go to the lead and Matt Field will chase him down.
All right, Jeff Jones out front. Matt Field in chase position. Matt Field saw some heat wave visual banners out there and a couple other sponsors. Edelbrock, both those guys sponsored by them. Or I should say Edelbrock on Jeff Jones' car, Heatwave on Matt Fields. All right, Jeff Jones will now lead. Matt Field giving chase. The beast from the Bay, from San Jose, California, in the Falcon tires. Wish C6 Corvette. Wish, a new sponsor there for Matt Field and his program. Basically an online portal where you can purchase products. Learn some knowledge about that. Download the app Wish. And here is Jeff Jones out of the gate. Here we go. We got a clean start. It's go time, fellas. Jeff Jones initiates. Matt Field seems a little bit hesitant, kind of kicking back, lingering in the smoke. Tire smoke all over the course. Jeff Jones hammering down, loud and proud. Now Matt Field applying the pressure there, gaining some confidence, as he said. And it was apparent there in that second run.
Well, this is a nice, solid lead run from Jeff Jones here, but Matt Field really poured it on towards the end. He really didn't make too many mistakes in the chase position. He gave him a little bit of room right here, and now he starts to attack. You can see Jones tries to swing to the outside zone, but Matt Field closing the door here, trying to keep the pressure on as they leave that second outer zone, and then Field right here really starting to lay it on there as they come through that last inside clip in the finish line. So good competitive run by both drivers on run number 2. I think overall Matt Field was more consistent between run 1 and run 2, and we'll have to see what the judges say as we go to the official scorecards.
All right, so awaiting the outcome here, and you know, some great driving by both these guys. I'm excited to see, you know, regardless of the outcome, excited to see how the season progresses for them, getting familiar with the new chassis, the new setup, and, you know, similar engines, but, you know, just getting familiar with it for both Jones and Field. Next stop for us, actually, is Orlando. All right, so slide him left for Jeff Jones and right for Matt Field. It looks like there it is. Ryan and Brian say Matt Field, and Matt Field, it's unanimous. Matt Field gets the victory, but unfortunately for Jeff Jones, he's knocked out. But Laurent Nickel caught up with Jeff Jones and debuting his new car.
Jeff Jones told me that there's a new car and he hasn't had a lot of seat time, so nothing like jumping straight into the fire at Long Beach, Jeff.
How we do it, you know, it's Formula D. You build a new car and you just come out here and test it at Long Beach. So that's just the name of the game. Test it with walls.
And what new components are you dealing with?
So it's a brand new 370Z, and we're working with Falcon tires this year, so that's an awesome thing. And this thing's pretty much a rocket ship now. Really happy about that. You know, got a few other guys on board, PBM, Powered by Max. Their suspension works really great on this, so I'm pretty happy with it. Even though I've only had like 4 real laps, it's dialed in, and I made it look as much like my 14 inside as I could, so I feel at home.
Best of luck.
All right, thank you guys.
Right on. Well, Jeff Jones seems happy, and like I said, just looking for him to progress and see how he does in Orlando.
Love Jeff. I think he is a true gem of the sport. Saw some incredible action from him last year, and just that relentlessness that he brings to the table. So I'm looking forward to watching him the rest of the season. And unfortunately, it goes out in the 32 here, but he is one of the funnest drivers to watch in the series, as far as I'm concerned.
You just don't know what to expect from him, either out of his mouth or on the track. He's just kind of a charismatic cat. So looking for and some big things from him. Well, if you've taken note of the bracket, Michael Essa was to go against Jonathan Castro. Castro called his competition time out, but unable to fix his vehicle. So this will be a bye run for Michael Essa. That is definitely a bummer for Mr. Castro.
Yeah, not a great way to start off the season. We haven't heard exactly what the specifics of what transpired with his vehicle, but obviously Castro's got to be deeply disappointed. We saw some incredible runs from him last year, and he was looking solid this weekend with media day and through practice. So it's got to be something big in order for him not to make it to the line. Yeah,
and the Papadakis Racing team operates his vehicle. So unfortunate turn of events for Castro, but you know who's smiling right now? Michael Essa. Essa Autosports, Achilles Radial, BMW. Ripping in here, a good opportunity for him to get another opportunity to shred it. Shred it, bro. Out here on the course. All right, so as Essa crosses the finish line, he will advance on to the top 16, and he will be going against James Dean. James Dean, Michael Essa will be doing battle in top 16. This is the O'Reilly Auto Parts Streets of Long Beach presented by Permatex. And speaking of Permatex, Alec Hohnadell. Hohnadell Racing and Huddy Racing teaming up to create this car this year. You can see Hohnadell and Faruk Kugay going against each other. Another Polish driver. And Alec Hohnadell getting the victory. They've only seen battle against each other one time before, and Alec getting the win. So the Reckless Racing BMW of Faruk was debuted last year, but quite a contrast from last year to this year. I saw Faruk just a week ago. I was up at Sonoma Raceway, and he operates out of Works Race Shop, which is on site at Sonoma Raceway, and saw the vehicle, and glad to see it. You know, from just a week ago, it looked like he still had a lot of work to do on it, but he's here. It's wrapped and it's ready to go. But he's got to get through Alec Hohnadell in this supercharged LS S14. And Alec Hohnadell, what are your thoughts on Alec, and just with what we've seen from him over the years, how he's progressed into just being a professional cat?
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously he's been a professional in other sports and spending majority of his time here in Formula Drift as a professional drifter, and I think he's a incredibly young, talented driver, and has so much potential. And I would expect him, you know, to do really well this season, given who he's teamed up with and what his program looks like, and I wish him all the best, but I think he's an incredibly talented young driver. Yeah,
you talked about being a professional. He did jet ski racing previously, and he's from Florida. His mom and dad are always out here supporting him, so it's great to see what's going on with him. Faruk, again, his car, the notable thing about him is his car from last year to this year, quite a difference, and it looks like he is proven to be a potential competitor and a contender here on the streets of Long Beach. But again, Alec Hohnadell, he qualified 10th compared to Faruk's 23rd. So just right there, Alec Hohnadell has a bit of an advantage here. All right, Alec initiating. Oh, Faruk straightening out. A quick correction there, and Alec gets out of the touch and go. Faruk gets into the tire debris as Hohnadell in this Permatex S14 brings it around that final clip. A wide swing there. Definitely could have tightened that up, but Faruk in that chase position had quite a few mistakes.
Yeah, I agree, Jared. A couple points, you know, figuratively speaking, left on the table with Alec Hohnadell. You know, maybe could be a little bit closer to the touch and go, or excuse me, the first outside zone and that second outside zone. But you can see Faruk in the background just kind of struggling, not really putting all the marbles together when it comes to the chase position. Kind of far back a ways here. You can see Alec does miss and go a little bit wide on that last inside clip, so it does give an opportunity for Faruk to have a better lead run. But Alec, known as a great chase driver, will definitely try to keep the pressure on him. So we'll find out here as both drivers mix it up, change positions, and battle it out here in our fourth to last battle of the top 32.
Fifth to last. Fifth to last, yeah. About 5 more battles left here in top 32. Could see Forrest Wang lingering there in the back. Chris Forsberg, Dirk Stratton, a Formula Drift rookie. That car is a beast. And the Jerry Yang Racing of Kazuya Taguchi, another Formula Drift rookie coming from Japan, committed himself to the Formula Drift USA Championship. So still some big guns back there, ready to do battle against their competitors as well as this course, because that's the monster. Just like Fenway, the big green monster, this is the big white walled monster that is the streets of Long Beach. Faruk will now lead. Alec Hohnadell give chase. Round 1 of 8 of the Formula Drift Black Magic Pro Championship. Jared Dienda, Ryan Sage, Lontaine, Laurent Nickel, and the whole cast of drivers, teams, and sponsors here. We do have a halftime break after these 5 battles, and then so you can cruise the pit and the paddock, and then we'll kick things back off with the top 16. I'll give you a schedule breakdown here in just a moment. Here goes Faruk, Alec Hohnadell. Into that first corner. Whoa, Faruk gets out to that touch and go. Now transitions into that first outer zone. And Faruk shallows up on that second one. Now approaching that final front clip. And a wide swing. That was, I got to tell you, I don't know, that was a hard act to follow. Faruk like came in, I don't know, it was kind of like stop and go. It was interesting.
Yeah, really unorthodox initiation here. You can see he initiates almost past that third standing cone, so the judges will have to take a look at that. You can see he almost goes into the tire wall here, and Alec has got to be wondering, you know, what kind of move should I make here? And he does make an adjustment. He blasts up to him right here, and then right on this last inside clip, you can see Alec does tighten it up on that last inside clip through the finish line. So a tough act to follow, as you said there, Jared. So we'll have to get Ryan Lantain to give his interpretation there of what he saw from the lead run by Faruk and Alec in the chase position.
Yeah, looking at Faruk's lead, he got really wide to the touch and go, but not in the touch and go area, unfortunately. He was really close to the tire wall, so he wasn't in the right area of the track, and you could see that he kind of straight lined it over to the outside zone 1 where he tapped the wall. Like you said, Hohnadell didn't really have a whole lot of confidence following that lead. It was a little bit inconsistent, and then he had that straight near the finish line, just before the finish line at inside clip 1. So Hohnadell did a good job. He had to really place his car in the right position and predict what was going to happen, and I think he did a good job of doing that.
Lantain, if you could just remind the fans, or maybe for the first time they're hearing it, break down exactly what you're one of 3 judges. What are you guys looking for, and also the point allocation, just to remind the fans?
Well, in qualifying, the point allocation is style at 40 points, line and angle at 30 points each. So we've kind of adjusted things this year to give the style aspect a little bit more weight. And while we're doing that, we all judge individual criteria. So I was the style judge at this round, Andy was the line judge, and Brian Eggert was the angle judge. And that's how we break things down for qualifying. And then we kind of look for all of those things together during the tandem competition.
All right, so here we go. Faruk or Alec, slide him right for Alec Hohnadell. Ryan says Alec, Andy says, and there it is. Alec Hohnadell advances on into the top 16. So Hohnadell will be going against Matt Field. So look at this. It looks like in the pits they're watching the live stream as the action goes down, because if they're over there working on their vehicles. Whose team is that exactly? Remember, we do have our halftime show. Looks like Kevin Lawrence. Oh, it's Adam. What's going on, Adam? Adam's watching over there in the pits. All right, so next up, we got Forrest Wang going against Kazuya Taguchi. So a Formula Drift rookie in Taguchi in this Jerry Yang Racing GTR going against Forrest Wang, who has a lot of fans out here. He's in this Vaptasia Sylvia S15. We didn't see him last year, got his program together, and now is coming out swinging because, Ryan, as you said, could have theoretically had a mic drop because he was the first run, because he's re-entered Formula Drift competition, because we started from the bottom, worked our way to the top to our champion, that is James Dean, and Forrest Wang came out swinging yesterday in qualifying and found himself in the number 3 position behind those Wordhouse Drift Team vehicles. And here we go. We are sending it here. This is Forrest Wang against Taguchi. Wang gets out to that touch and go, transitions under the bridge. Big angle there. And it seems that Taguchi really getting lost in the smoke as for, oh, and then Taguchi, a big correction there. Massive advantage there to Forrest Wang.
Yeah, well, you can definitely tell that Taguchi is getting used to this vehicle. He is a phenomenal driver with his car that he has in Japan. We've seen some incredible battles with him, and just a solid overall driver. But this is a really tough challenge for him coming over here, not having a lot of practice. And you can see against Forrest Wang, who you know is going to go down and lay a very solid, clean lead run, and that's what Forrest does there. So Forrest Wang, you know, not only a crowd pleaser, but a very stylish driver that has really mastered the qualifying aspect of drifting, and has really started to work, you know, on his head-to-head game in terms of being able to keep up with some of the faster drivers. So expecting big things from him this year, and has made, you know, the right adjustments to be as competitive as possible. But in this particular battle, he's got a pretty sizable advantage going into run 2.
Yeah, it's going to give him a lot of confidence here now in this chase position. Having not gone against Taguchi, we'll see how he handles the pressure and handles going against this GTR. All right, so again, Kazuya Taguchi out front. Jerry Yang Racing GTR on Achilles radials. Both these guys on Achilles radials. Forrest Wang. Definitely a stylish looking car if you're into that kind of JDM steez. Running that Super Doof kit, 2F Performance. Here we go. Taguchi out front, initiates top one oil. Into the naked eye view of the judges. And here in the judging stand, NRG Innovations on the vehicle of Forrest Wang, and now bringing it on in. Nice job, good execution there by Taguchi, but a lot of ground to make up after that first run, and Forrest Wang did a good job in that chase.
We have a situation, here where Taguchi essentially, had an incomplete, so Forrest Wang would have to make a very sizable mistake in order to force it one more time. It's a pretty solid lead here by Taguchi overall. You can see he tries to get out to this second outer zone, but Forrest Wang sticking right there, maintaining pressure, doing a great job. And there we go through that last inside clip.
All right, and there it is. Forrest Wang gets the victory. Forrest Wang advances on into the top 16. Next up, look at this all-American battle here. Dirk Stratton from Ohio. He's behind the wheel. He's a Formula Drift rookie. He's behind the wheel of his Stratton Chevrolet Lingenfelter Achilles Radial Corvette. And he's going against former Formula Drift champion, Formula Drift veteran. So, hey, buddy. Dirk, welcome to Formula Drift. Go against one of the biggest personalities in the Formula Drift grid and sanctioning body, Vaughn Gittin Jr. and his Monster Energy Nitto Tire Ford Performance Mustang RTR. So an all-American battle. This should be a barn burner. And just talking with Dirk yesterday, and it's a family affair for him. And I know, when Vaughn's dad, Vaughn Gittin Sr. was around, and rest in peace, Captain Rad. It was a family affair for him too. But Dirk's got his mom and dad and his lady out here, and it's a family affair as well. So I know Dirk is kind of all ears and all eyes, and I said, you know what? Yesterday, just have some fun, man. You already won just by being here. So we'll see. Dirk could throw down because he qualified actually higher than Vaughn Gittin Jr. Vaughn yesterday only took his first bye run and then bowed out. Didn't take his second run. So here we go. Welcome to Formula Drift. Dirk Stratton here in this Lingenfelter number 33 Corvette going against Vaughn Gittin Jr. It's Monster Energy Ford Performance Mustang RTR. You can see Dirk Stratton getting out of shape. Oh, and hard into the wall. And Dirk taps that back right corner too hard. And it brings him around. Man, that's what I was trying to have him avoid to do. So Ryan Dirk goes into the wall, comes to a halt.
Yeah, that's the first big hit we've seen since practice into outside zone 2. Let's take a look at this first corner, though. You can see Dirk initiates. He's back on the throttle very quickly here, but he's pretty much on the wrong line. It looks like he was a little bit deep, then he has to make a correction, so Vaughn's having to make an adjustment here, at least at first pass, that's what it looks like. Then he gets back on the throttle, goes super hard into the outer zone number 2, and just is not able to pull out of that, goes into the wall. Here it is again. You can see right there, wheel touches, may have popped the rear tire as well, and a hard crash here for Dirk as Vaughn passes on through. But going back to that, it seems like it was all set up. If we can get Ryan on, just to get your interpretation there, it looks like a lot of that may have kind of started from the initiation in the line that Dirk was on coming into touch and go 1.
Yeah, it was all set off by the initiation. He went a little bit, it looks like he was going to hit the tire wall essentially. He slowed himself down, but that caused him to stall up. At that point, it's almost worth not trying to drift because you're way offline, and the potential for a wall hit like this is very, very high. You often see guys reinitiate like that and then throw the car too close to the wall, as happened here. And we'd like to see drivers be a little bit more careful after that, but this stuff kind of stuff happens.
Yeah, you know, like I said, I was talking with Dirk last night, having a couple beers and just rapping out with him, and just, you know, just told him, man, you already won. Don't write off your car. And ideal, and to be quite honest, that looks more cosmetic. What do you say? Would you say, Lantain? I mean, it could cause some damage, but what do you think?
Yeah, no, it might be a wheel or something minor in the rear that hit, but the front looks totally fine. They're going to have to kind of yank it off the track here, but in that situation, when a driver zeroes out in front of a chase car, the run is over at that point. So Vaughn, in that situation, had no responsibility to keep drifting, and he did the right thing by avoiding the contact with him and getting around him.
All right. All right, well, thank you for the clarification there, Lantain. We're going to take a short break. We'll get Dirk Stratton off there, and looks like we caught up with another Formula Drift rookie, a very unique car, the first ever Ferrari in Formula Drift competition, driven by Federico Sceriffo.
Hey guys, this is Robin Nishida. I am here at Formula Drift Round 1, streets of Long Beach. I will be walking around the pits asking everybody questions, ins and outs about their cars, how they're built, what they're built for, and why they work that way. So it's going to be the Tech Talk, sponsored by GE Pistons. We'll be doing this all year long. Check us out and enjoy. Robin Nishida. We're here in the pits with Federico. He brought in the first ever professional drifting Ferrari. Probably first one in the world, right?
It is.
Right?
It is. Well, other people are drifting with Ferraris. Ciao, everybody, by the way.
For a professional competition, this is probably
first
the first one, right?
Yes,
yeah.
she is.
So tell us a little bit about the car, like the motor and everything.
Yeah, the motor, she's a V12 from the stock with a 620 horsepower. We double supercharged it, and we got about 300 horsepower, but huge amount of torque. And the car looks reliable. Let me touch wood, but anyway. And we're very happy right now with the performance and the general balance of the car. We had to study a lot about geometry because she always wants to push the front a lot because she has major grip in the back. And we managed to fix this with a lot of testing. I'm quite happy about the car right now and about the handling.
In general, Ferraris are made to grip.
Yeah, they are.
Road race cars. And what did you guys do specifically to make it so that it's easier to drift?
Believe in it. Anyway, we have complete adjustable arms that can adjust the car on me and to this motorsport as much as possible. The car is an amazing balanced car because the engine is just slightly behind the front wheel axle from the stock.
So it's got long nose, but the engine is kind of pushed back, right?
Yeah, absolutely,
Okay, nice.
absolutely. So it's very beautiful balance. Hollinger gearbox, so I have a clutch instead of the F1 gearbox, the paddle shifts, and yeah, she's here.
So why did you go with the twin supercharger instead of, you know, usually everybody has a V engine, they use twin turbos.
Talking with Ferrari, it's such a handcraft, perfect made engine that it was big hustle to compress it. So we kept a very high compression and just gave a little bit of boost. This makes a very special mix, I think. Yeah.
So you have advice from Ferrari. You have a Ferrari. This is like super baller car. We're excited to see it. We have a good driver behind it, and
I'm super excited.
Yeah, I'm excited. You're excited. You
So
guys are excited too.
We are all damn excited.